Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Moda Frank Stadium for Week 4 of the Garnet Valley football season, Week 3 of the Central League kickoff as Garnet Valley hosting Upper Darby Royals tonight. They are 1-2 overall and 1-1 in the Central League after a shutout victory over Radnor High School last weekend. They come here to the Mo to face the undefeated 3-0 Garnet Valley Jaguars, 2-0 in the Central League, coming off another big 42-7 win over Marple Newtown last week. So looking for Garnet Valley to keep their streak alive in the Central League, and Upper Darby looking to upset the Jags on their home field. Greg, how was the week of practice, and what can we expect from Upper Darby this week?
Hey, well, welcome Jaguar fans to the broadcast tonight. Thanks, Pat. Upper Darby, as always, is big up front. They're physical on both offensive and defensive lines. They're athletic and fast. They're aggressive. You watch them on film. They really want to get after it defensively on the defensive line, trying to get speed through gaps and get those big bodies moving up front. And they're athletic. They have athletes all over the field, inside, outside. Their defensive backs. One thing you'll see tonight, which is rare in high school football, is their defensive backs are going to play press coverage. They're going to be uptight on the line of scrimmage, trying to jam Garnet Valley's receivers, not let them get free releases from the line of scrimmage. They're going to use their speed and athleticism to try and keep Garnet Valley in the box up front and use those big boys to try and keep everything in front of them. So it should be a good game. I mean, Upper Darby has given Garnet Valley some fits here the last few times they've played here at the Mo. It was an overtime game with a 2-point play and too many men on the field. And last time we played here and the time before that, there was a game that ended and didn't end. And we had to replay the last play down here towards the snack bar. So games have come down to the wire between these two teams. And even last year, Garnet Valley ended up winning the game by a pretty good margin, but it kind of got away late. Upper Darby was in the game for 2.5 quarters, and then Garnet Valley just made some plays late, and it should be a fun one tonight. That's for sure, Pat.
Yeah, Jags averaging 400 yards a game, over 400 yards a game, 144 of that passing, which is something that our guest in the booth today would have never been able to say the third week of the season. And defensively, can't short sell the way this defense is played, giving up just 105 points a game and around 9 points a game, and have actually contributed to the scoring to the tune of about 3.5 points a game for the last year, scoring a touchdown the first week with the Van Horn interception and 2 safeties the last 2 weeks. So Jags looking pretty well-rounded these days as they head to the center of the field for the toss. This week's captains of the week appear to be Drew Jackalis and Ben Nash. Right?
Yeah, we talk every week about Garnet Valley's captains. The 4 voted captains by the coaches and teammates that coming out of camp are Max Busenkel, Nolan Brennan, Shane Reynolds, and C.J. Wood. And then each week Garnet Valley has 2 captains chosen by coaches and players alike to represent the squad from a standpoint of how they perform everywhere but the field. It's really chosen based on how hard they prepare, how hard they work in the weight room, how hard they work in the classroom, what kind of teammates they are. And so this week it's Drew Jackalis and Ben Nash, 2 very deserving candidates. It's a good week to get things going.
So the Jags win the toss. They've deferred, and so they'll be kicking off to Upper Darby.
There it is,
yeah.
the Garnet Valley Marching Band. Tonight's rendition of the national anthem.
Very good. So happy to be joined in the booth today by the legend himself, the original voice of the Valley, Don Mink. We'll have a chance to talk with him a little bit later. But nice to see you stepping up out of retirement here today. And, coming in to give us our midterm grades here. So the Jags will kick off again. That'll be Zach Liberatore, and we'll get a look at the Upper Darby offense, which last week put up 194 yards of offense against Radnor. All of that on the ground. Their last 2 weeks have not completed a pass. Last week they only had 2 attempts, so much like we would have commented about Garnet Valley in years past. But we'll see what they have. They look like they got everybody up short here.
They're deep men, and I say that we're up on the 26-yard line.
Now they jump back.
They were waiting for the onside kick that Garnet Valley hasn't kicked yet this year.
And we're underway. Nice kick. This one goes into the end zone. So Upper Darby will start at their own 20-yard line behind quarterback Dante Shaw, number 2, 5'9", 165-pound junior. And as Greg mentioned in the pregame here, quite a few weapons there. They spread it around a lot. Dante Shaw the quarterback led the rushing attack last week with 64 yards. But number 5, Montez Ellis, and number 9, Marcus Kemp, 2 guys to keep an eye on as well. This one goes to number 9, Marcus Kemp, which is good for about a yard. Call it 2nd and 9.
Talked about Zach Liberatore before that kickoff. Again, in high school, you cannot return the kickoff coming out of the end zone, so any ball, as soon as it crosses the plane, is a touchback. So anytime he can put the ball in the end zone, it forces the opposing offense to have to go the full 80 yards, which is certainly an advantage to this Garnet Valley defense.
Here we go, the give again, I believe. Still number 9, Kemp, in the middle. No, that time it was number 5, Montez Ellis, a 180-pound junior.
You've seen throughout the first 3 games, Garnet Valley's safeties, Saunders, Gallagher, Wood, and their middle linebackers, Jackalis and Joey Halloran, are very aggressive. They like to blitz. They like to get after it. They'll send those guys. A lot of times we've commented multiple times on the broadcast about C.J. Wood and how many plays he makes at the line of scrimmage from all the way back at the safety position. So we'll see if in a 3rd and long here, how aggressive they get.
And this is Shaw. He's keeping it himself all the way, trying to find some room, and he puts the ball on the carpet. And there's a free-for-all here. And Garnet Valley recovers. Wow. Dante Shaw on a full-on keeper there, trying to find some room around the outside to make a play, but gets jammed up by that Garnet Valley defense and force a fumble, so first turnover of the game.
Yeah, if you're Upper Darby, you certainly didn't want to start on your own 20 and certainly not give Garnet Valley a short field from the 23-yard line. But see if the Jags can take advantage of the short field and get a lead early.
Lose and kill your quarterback, bringing him out. Quick pitch goes right to Jason Bernard, and he's wrestled down behind the line of scrimmage by number 10,
for week number 4 against Upper Darby here at the Mo is none other than Team Toyota and class of 1984 Garnet Valley alum Lisa Diskin. Team Toyota, your local neighborhood Toyota dealership here in the Garnet Valley community. They are currently hiring. They're always hiring, both full and part-time. So if you're in the job market, reach out to Lisa, reach out to Team Toyota at hr@teamtoyota.com. See if there's an opportunity for you. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Team Toyota. We couldn't do it without you guys.
So the Jags will kick it away again. Time to get some of the early shout-outs. I see George Wenner's in the booth, but his wife Ruth Ann Wenner is home watching, and Stan Solomon, former Jaguar teacher. Dr. Castafaro is at a wedding, so unless he's watching this on his phone. Mo DeFrank, Bill Biddle, and here goes another kick. And they're just going to let this one go. That's 2 yards deep in the end zone for Libertor's second touchback of the night.
2 for 2 at the snack bar end, Pat. That's like his Achilles heel down there. It's his kryptonite. We joked during the week with Zach that we just have to make sure every kickoff goes towards the scoreboard, but he's 2 for 2 tonight going the other way.
So Dante Shaw will bring the Upper Darby offense back out again for another shot here. You mentioned they've got some big guys out there. Their captain and left tackle, Julian LaVenture, 6'2", 275. This give goes up the middle. Jaguar defense is in there. This is good for maybe a yard. It's going to be second and long for no gain. Second and long for Upper Darby. Yeah, that line across the front, Julian LaVenture, Dorsey Schultz III, 6'1", 210. The center is Henry Davis. The right guard, Shakib Salahuddin, 5'9", 230. The right tackle, Ahmad Dixon, 6'2", 280. And this is Shaw keeping it himself, and he drops the ball again. This time it looks like it's covered up by Upper Darby. It's going to be third down and about 7. So Shaw on the keeper again, just couldn't find the handle.
Ball security, ball security.
Yeah.
There's offensive football coaches everywhere having heart attacks watching that.
That Garnet Valley defense out there that's been so good. The outside linebacker, Will Resneski, the defensive line there, number 60, Kieran Gallagher, number 52, Nolan Brennan in the middle, Austin Sirkanich, the right side, the other outside backer, Drew Van Horn, Jackalis and Halloran in the middle. And here's a handoff to number 9 is Marcus Kemp. And this one is good for about 6, making it 4th and 1. And Upper Darby's not even thinking about coming off the field to kick this. They're going to go for it.
We talked about the early decisions last week by Chris Gicking and Marple when they were here about calling those timeouts. They had 3 fourth down conversions on that first drive trying to get the game back to a tie game. You wonder if Upper Darby's got the same mindset, like, you know, after giving up that turnover and giving up the 7 points, that they need to get a score here just to get back in the game.
Yeah. Number 18 in motion. And they stacked early. It looks like there's going to be a turnover on downs here. Number 18, Deshaun Lee in motion there, and then the inside handoff, but the Jags not fooled. They all stayed home and bottled that up. Nolan Brennan in the middle just corked it up, so there's a turnover on downs.
With the touchback starting the drive, the ball's dead on the 20-yard line, so he had to get all the way to the 30. And they marked it about the 29. He didn't even look as though he got that close. So unlike Marple, who went 3 for 3 on that first 25 play drive, whatever it was last week, that didn't work out for Upper Darby.
No, so Garnet Valley starts 2 possessions pretty deep in Upper Darby territory. This time it goes to Saunders. Yeah, Ryan Saunders on the carry, and he picks up 5. So it'll be 2nd down and 5 yards. See Sean Gallagher in the game. Dozie Okolo as the split end. Closest to you. Gallagher in the slot. Saunders, and Bernard. This is going to be a swing pass out to Gallagher, and he's looking for the corner, and he's got some room. He gets almost inside the 10, right down to the 10-yard line. Good enough for a first down for the Jags, and a nice, just quick swing pass out to number 35, Sean Gallagher. Been the leading receiver for the Jaguars so far this year.
Yeah, the Jaguars throughout the season have gotten him the ball, running the ball coming out of the backfield from that slot position, but as well out in the slot getting downfield, as well as those outside, almost like an extended pitch, lateral, those short passes to the flat.
This goes pitch out to Bernard, and he's going to cruise into the end zone again for the Garnet Valley touchdown. Right off right tackle.
Yeah, you watch the block out on the edge here from number 35, Sean Gallagher, right there. And Joey Halloran and Bernard just cuts right up inside. 5 yards in the end zone before anybody from Upper Darby gets a hand on him.
Good job by Nash and Sorokanich sealing that play to the inside, and a good kick out by Gallagher, as Greg mentioned. Oh, and here we go. So the Upper Darby jumps off sides. They're going to move this up half the distance, and no, they're going to decline the penalty and kick. How about that? Thought he might send the offense back out there with the...
Nick Sirianni went for 2 last week for the Eagles, Pat.
But
in that same exact situation.
Good snap, good hold, another good kick. So the Jags up 14-0 here with 6:45 left to go in the first quarter. That touchdown also brought to you by Joseph Anthony Retreat Spa and Salon.
I think if you talk to the Garnet Valley coaches, they have multiple different coaches coach their special teams units. I think one of the areas that they feel like they could most improve on through the first 3 weeks of the season, even though they were 3-0, is the consistency of their special team play, whether it was their return units, the kicking units like the PAT field goal team, or their coverage units like punt and kickoff. So, 2 for 2 touchbacks, 2 for 2 on extra points. So certainly an improvement from where they've been, and I'm sure the special teams coaches are happy.
And we have a special shout out, right, Greg? There's a couple coaches who couldn't be here tonight, and they're probably in a maternity ward watching the game on their phone waiting for news.
Coach Eric Van Wyk, who is one of our quarterbacks coaches, but also the head coach of the freshman team, and Coach Mike Frawley, who coaches our split ends and our slot backs and our returners. Both of them former Jags alumni from, I think, class of 06 and 08, respectively. Both of them are in the maternity wards at their respective hospitals with new ones on the way. So good luck and congratulations to both.
Adding some new Jaguars to the den. Do Jaguars live in dens? I'm not sure.
And I've asked both, and they swear they didn't plan it.
Well, best wishes, guys. And always a shout out to the coaches' families. They support them throughout the year. They put in a lot of time. And here comes Upper Darby again, looking for some room, testing the middle of the Jaguar defense again, but to no avail. This time it's good for about almost 2. We'll call it 2 yards. So 2nd and 8 for Upper Darby.
Yeah, you mentioned in the pregame, the lead-up, that Upper Darby hadn't completed a pass in either of the last 2 games, and that their success was on the ground. Well, they haven't had much success early here, and the way they've had a lack of success running the ball, you wonder if they're going to have to start trying to throw it.
This give goes to the second man through, also good for 1 or 2. That time, Marcus Kemp again behind the lead block of Daishan Lee. The Jags secondary over there, number 1, Luke Lassick, number 3, Dozie Akolo, your corners, Ryan Saunders and C.J. Wood. 2 of the better safeties you're going to see in high school football this year. And there's a rollout by Schaub. That's intended for number 10. Number 10, Horace Covenant, but that's falls incomplete. And it'll be 4th and 7. And we're going to see Upper Darby's punting unit for the first time tonight.
Van Horn and Saunders, Drew Van Horn and Ryan Saunders back deep. Standing right at midfield at the 50.
Right at the 50. This will be from the 25-yard line. This one's going to be taken by Saunders. And he's going to keep it and come to this sideline. He's got blockers. There's a couple set up, and Saunders is headed down the sideline. One guy to beat, and he's forced out of bounds by number 6, LeVar Jackson, the only guy that had a chance, but I guess a 25-yard kick and a 10, 20, 25-yard return. So almost back to the Upper Darby 28-yard line.
LeVar Jackson on that tackle on the sideline, not Lamar Jackson, the quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens, for those wondering.
They have a Jason Bateman, too, on here.
Oh.
And here's Buzenkill to throw. He's got an open receiver, and it's number 14, Joe Halloran from the tight end position, and he's in for the into the end zone for a score. Joe Halloran, 75-yard touchdown reception last week, follows it up with a 28-yard touchdown this week. And he came across the pattern. He was open. We get a...
He just gets a free release. You see number 3 realized it too late.
Yep. They're loading up the box, and that was...
It's a good pass from Max Buzenkill. Put it outside and downfield for Halloran where he didn't have to change his track. Caught it on the run, and it was just a foot race to the pylon, and he got there just in time.
Jaheed Cave, number 3 on the coverage, but as you said, free release for Halloran, and he was wide open. Thanks very much. A couple more greetings out there up from Cape Cod, Massachusetts. My brother Dave is watching, along with my nephew Justin Mahoney and his fairly new wife since June, Heather, and her friend Andrea, all tuned in from the Cape in Massachusetts. And with the Wesleyan connection there, I'm anticipating that Scott Sprague is tuned in as well somewhere. Hashtag roll Ashleys.
Let's see if Zach Libertor can go 3 for 3 with touchbacks going this way. Flags hanging straight down, so there's no wind to speak of.
That's a good kick there. That's
also 5 yards deep.
5 yards deep.
Give a quick shout out, Pat, while we're on the shout out mode at the change of possession here. We've got a whole host of former Jaguar players that are up at State College, at Penn State, but main campus. They've got a big one going on tomorrow, home game, whiteout against Auburn. SEC coming to play the Big Ten. We've got Dave Wood, Ryan Granahan, Josh Lindsay, Kevin Dougherty, Kyle McCullough, Alex Olson, Dom Labriciosa. We'll get to the rest of those guys after this play. There's too many Penn Staters to get through in one shot.
This give goes to Montez Ellis. Had some
about a half a yard there.
Motion going with number 14, Amaro Kengo.
The rest of those Penn Staters, the younger guys, Ryan Gallagher, Greg Reynolds, Jake Sislow, Jake Morin, Cullen Mink, Alex Nicolaitis, Brendan Henry, Patrick O'Donohue, Pod, Kevin McGarry, Ryan Monticello, Dave Torrens, and of course the honorary Jag, Cody DiMatteo. Rumor has it there might be a Garnet Valley color analyst in attendance tomorrow at the Whiteout, boys.
Your cousin Hootie from the class of '83 and Bill Sherman from the class of '83 are probably a half hour outside of State College right now, watching on Hootie's iPad in the car.
Headed up for the game?
Yep.
Ah, look at them. As you know, I've got 2 kids up there currently collecting an education at main campus up at Penn State, so looking forward to seeing both of them since they've left to go back to school. Should be a fun weekend. We are.
Yep. I hope Penn State wins because I don't want to hear from the McGonigal brothers about the SEC and the Big Ten on Sunday.
I read something, and I don't know what, something about Auburn's looking for their first Big Ten road win in 90 years or something ridiculous.
I didn't see that.
Now, it may be that they've only played 3 road games in the last 90 years, so you don't know how stats like that go. But
Right.
should be a fun one, that's for sure.
So Upper Darby using a timeout here with 4:18 left to go, still in the first quarter. Jags with the 21-0 lead, and Dante Shaw will try to get something going here for this Upper Darby offense, which has had a very difficult go of it so far.
Had 3 3-and-outs, and
He's looking to throw. Oh, and he gets flushed out and tracked down by number 2, Drew Van Horn, from the outside linebacker position on the other side. Shaw rolling out to his right.
you see here they're trying to get Shaw out in space, roll him out just to give him more time to throw the ball because of that Jaguar rush, but they're on him before he even has a chance to find a receiver.
And Nolan Brennan in the backfield there, and Kieran Gallagher, and then Van Horn just outraced him to Shaw, so they'll kick it away again.
Saunders and Van Horn inside Royal territory at the 40, and it's a low line drive punt.
Low line drive.
It actually works for them.
Yeah, decent roll for Upper Darby. No return for the Jags, and they'll spot that around the Upper Darby 45-yard line. And the Jags will come out again. Jaguars offensive line, the center Sam DeTrolio, the guards Nick Mahoney and Ben Nash, tackles Nolan Brennan and Austin Sarkanich, been doing a great job, along with those tight ends Joe Halloran and Will Resneski. And here goes Busenkill again to pass. He's going to go deep down the sideline looking, and he's got a complete pass here. Who was that?
Gallagher, Sean Gallagher.
Sean Gallagher split out wide that time and just ran a fly pattern.
He's right on the hash mark, and it's really good coverage. It's just a perfectly thrown ball, and Gallagher gets his head back to find it, and the corner covering him didn't, and that's the difference in the play.
Yeah, the corner was step for step with Gallagher there. Just a good ball by Busenkill and great concentration to pull that one in. That's, I believe, Gallagher's 5th receiving touchdown of the year. This time they go for 2.
No, he was short. They marked him a yard short, Pat.
Oh, they're putting it
That
up.
was the touchdown. Yeah, they actually said he was down on the 1.
Whoa.
They said he was down on the 1 on the catch.
I gotcha. Thank you.
That's all right. So touchdown by Saunders.
Yep.
Yeah, they
Saunders for
marked
the
him.
1-yard plunge.
They said that Gallagher went down right at the 1, so Garnet Valley had the ball. 1st and goal from the 1. Special teams coaches will be happy with 3 touchbacks and now 4 for 4 on PATs.
4 for 4, so yeah, they're looking good there.
Must be all about the lineman holder, Pat.
Yeah, working the magic. CJ Wood gets the ball back there in a hurry, and that's good. You want a guy like that to he gives your kicker as much time as he can to kick. So the Jags up here 28-0, and we're not out of the first quarter yet, folks. It's 2 minutes and 51 seconds to go, and the Jags taking advantage of some short fields that Upper Darby has given them, and with a turnover on downs, a fumble, and just inability. I don't think we have a first down in the books yet for Upper Darby.
Pat, you mentioned earlier that we've got the one and only voice of the Valley, Don Mink, also known as Dad to me, in the booth with us tonight. And he pointed out Garnet Valley started that last possession on the Upper Darby 46-yard line, and it was the worst field position they had in any of their 4 possessions.
Oh, this kick. Oh, so much for the perfect night for Zach Libertor. This one
touchback distance, but the referee said it went out of bounds at the 1.5-yard line.
Angled out at the 1, so that'll bring it up to the Upper Darby 35-yard line, and this will be their best starting field position for so far this evening.
It had touchback distance, but it got too far wide before it got long enough to be a touchback.
So Upper Darby needs to find some answers here with their offense. And as you said, you're right, they're going to have to start thinking about throwing the football. This is going to be Shaw keeping it. He's met right away at the line by number 14, Joe Halloran. No gain. So big guys across the front, but the speed of the Garnet Valley defense just seems to be causing them some fits there, Greg.
Yeah, that Garnet Valley front is fast and athletic, and they've got some size. And right now, they're just winning the battle. They're winning the one-on-one battles at the line of scrimmage, and they're beating the offensive linemen from Upper Darby. And it's nothing against the running backs or the quarterback, Shaw, from Upper Darby. They've just got nowhere to go.
Here's a handoff underneath to Montez.
And
he's got some room on the outside. The only guy that's got a chance is Saunders to track him down. He takes a dive, and he's not going to get him. Montez Ellis with a 65-yard touchdown run puts Upper Darby on the board. It's now 28-6, Garnet Valley, with 1 minute and 53 left to go there. That was just a little counter action there, and an inside handoff to Montez across the formation.
That's the analyst kiss of death right there, Pat.
Yeah.
As I'm saying that the running backs have just had nowhere to run. He takes off to the races, and he had room.
Good looking
with that
play.
Misdirection. It froze those backers inside just enough, and he got that seam up inside, got a good block out there on the outside over by their sideline, and he made the most of it.
Upper Darby's going to go for 2 here, and he loses the handle right away. Oh, but it gets out to the running back anyway, and he is tackled. It's no good, but there's a flag on the play. I don't know if they're going to say that that's a tackle around the helmet area.
Play.
The ball comes squirting out. I think they're going to
up high, grab him around the helmet.
They're going to call Luke Lassick for he was tackled with a horse collar or a face mask.
Yeah, face mask.
Face mask. So Upper Darby's going to get another shot at this conversion.
Tough play there. You get a fumbled snap, quarterback seemingly falls on it, ball pops out, running back scoops it up. You've just got guys out there trying to make a tackle, grab whatever they can. And Lassick got called for the face mask, unfortunately. Upper Darby shot number 2 at their 2-point conversion.
Yeah. Got Shaw and number 9, Marcus Kemp, in the backfield. And who's this?
And then they get called for delay of game.
They were trying to figure something out there. Then number 20, Sadiq Frink, came in at the deep tailback position.
So their first attempt, it went from the 2.5-yard line where the extra point starts to the 1 1/4 on the half the distance penalty. And now because of the delay of game, they're back on the 7-ish.
Yeah. Oh boy. He was rolling out. There's CJ Wood coming up for safety blitz.
Mr. Missile.
There, yeah, he just flew out, and Dante Shaw never had a chance.
See a replay here. You see number 7. Almost in the middle linebacker spot here in a goal line defense, unblocked.
Yeah, nobody blocking him.
And he won't miss many tackles. CJ Wood will not miss many tackles.
Nah, they teach you as linemen to make sure you cover all the inside threats first. And if anybody's going to go free, they got to make them run a long distance. That time, CJ Wood right up the middle, untouched.
I was talking to a good friend today who's a big Garnet Valley Jaguar football fan, parent of some current players. And he was discussing, in fact, CJ Wood's tackling ability in open field and that how fundamentally sound he is at getting guys down out in space, especially for his size. He's smaller in stature, height-wise. CJ's a really accomplished wrestler for the Garnet Valley Jaguars, too. Really postseason success in wrestling these last 2 years in PIAA districts and regionals, and he is athletic, and he's fast, and he's physical, and he is a fundamental tackler in open space, that's for sure.
Yep. Deep for Garnet Valley is Drew Van Horn, and is that Saunders on the other side or Gallagher?
It is Sean Gallagher, number 35.
This one coming up, that'll be Gallagher taking it. He heads right up the middle. He gets across the 40 to the 45, across the 50, and there comes the football. It's out, and there's a scramble for it. It looks like Upper Darby's got the ball. So as Gallagher gets a big return, and the
you
ball
watch it here
just
on the
comes out.
replay. Yeah, that tackler on his back, it almost looks like he punches it out from behind. And then it was just a mad scramble. I thought one of the Garnet Valley players actually was able to get their hands on it, but
yeah, and then
the officials are closer than you and I are, Pat.
Yeah. So now, just like that, the Upper Darby offense gets another shot at this. Montez Ellis splits wide. This handoff goes to Kemp inside. Nothing doing. Kieran Gallagher, Nolan Brennan in on that tackle.
If you're going to Valley, early on in the season, we talked throughout each of the first 3 games about how one of the things that the coaches, I don't want to say we're unhappy with, but saw an area of improvement was mistakes, fumbles and penalties that were mistakes that shortened drives. And so I'm sure the coaches aren't thrilled with turning the ball over after that big return.
This give goes inside to Kemp, it looks like. The motion man, but he gets just one. So 3rd and long. 45 seconds left to go in the longest quarter ever.
Yeah, if you're just joining us and just tuning in, what you're seeing on the scoreboard is correct. It is 28-6, and we are still in the first quarter. If you're Upper Darby here, we've mentioned they don't necessarily want to be throwing the football. I wonder if they're going to, again, try and get Shaw out in space on a rollout. Nope, they keep him in the pocket.
Shaw drops back, and he's looking around, didn't have any receivers, decides to run, and he gets a very modest gain, maybe 1. And it's going to be fourth and a long 7 for Upper Darby. And that's going to end the first quarter.
It'll give Upper Darby and their coaching staff an opportunity to think about it. Ball's right on the 35-yard line. It's what any coach would necessarily say is a makeable fourth down and distance at 4th and 7, 4th and 8. But down 28-6. You wonder if they're going to try and draw something up here with the extra time to talk about it without having to use a timeout.
I want to know if Don had the first quarter over on FanDuel. Do you have the first quarter over prop bet on FanDuel?
The early line on FanDuel had the over-under at 33. So for those of you out there who
just made it,
are FanDuel patrons, if you took the over, you hit it by a point.
Quick shout out to our friends that broadcast the games live. For those folks that can't make it to the stadium or are otherwise occupied, they can tune in at the Concordville Inn and watch the game on the big screens there. Also down the street at Ashley's in Chester Heights. Big supporters and putting the games on every week. So it's great to have that level of community support. This punt away, another roller. Everybody's going to run away from it, and it's going to take a little bit of an Upper Darby roll down to about the 26-yard line. And the Jags will start from there in there.
Yeah, Upper Darby's had 2 punts now, Pat, that weren't pretty. They weren't long, but they were short enough and had enough of a roll that they're functional. They kept Garnet Valley's returners from getting their hands on the ball, and after the one long return by Saunders down here on the Garnet Valley sideline, it works. It's changed the field. It's got Garnet Valley, on their own 25-yard line. They got a full field to go now. So,
and Ben just pointed out this is the Jaguars' worst starting field position so far. This give goes to Gallagher across the formation. He's looking. He had a blocker. And he rolls up across the 35-yard line. And that one's good. Is it a first down? Let's see. You got a lead blocker out here.
2nd and 1.
But so that one's good for 9. It's 2nd and 1. Bernard and Saunders in the backfield. This time he's going to throw. This one's up to Will Rez, and he's running away from the linebacker, and he's across the 10 down to the 7, where he is tracked down by number 20, Sadiq Frink, I believe.
One of the multiple tight end catching threats.
Oh, no, that's number 10, Covenant Harris, that was on the coverage there, but a nice touch. And
GV's going, hurry up. And that's against the rules. You are not allowed to cross the line of scrimmage before the ball is snapped.
Encroachment. Goal line defense in there for Upper Darby.
Will Rez checks out. You wonder if he needs a breather after that 70-yard sprint.
He ran about
jog,
90 yards
run
to get that 70. He was running across the field half the time. Number 71 in there for Upper Darby, Lawrence Avutsu, 6'2", 330. Looking to plug up the middle there. This give goes to Saunders.
No, second back through.
Second.
Right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Saunders in with the lead block, and that's Jason Bernard then.
Garnet Valley, if you watch the replay, it fooled us both, but they've got that double dive action going on out of the split back veer. Yeah. 77 just not quick enough to get there. He reads it, but he just doesn't just a second too late.
And one guy got an arm on Bernard, but that's not enough to stop him. Oh, that kick misfires low.
Jason Bernard, running back, junior running back.
Let's see what happens on the extra point here, Greg.
Referred to as Bus by his teammates. I don't know if it's a hold or tough to see because Brennan's a big body there blocking our viewpoint from this angle.
He got up smacking himself in the helmet, so I'm wondering if he maybe missed the block or something. Put it down on the grass. Turf. Anyway, it's 34-6. Jaguar lead early on in the second quarter. 10 minutes and 16 seconds left to go in the half. And the Jags will tee it up again for the eighth time.
Once again, real quickly mention our game sponsor tonight, Team Toyota, Leeson Diskin, class of '84. They are opening their brand new state-of-the-art collision center this week, September 20th, Monday. They're now hiring body technicians and auto technicians. They offer an air-conditioned shop, full benefits, 401k, paid vacations, and more. Reach out to Lisa and Team Toyota at hr@teamtoyota.com. Thank you for your support, Lisa. Thank you, Team Toyota.
Got a text from Kevin O.D. saying that the class of '84's Eileen Kovac is tuning in. Watching. Oh, this one's going to be taken here. And he finds some room again, and he's moving to the outside. He's across the 50, across the 40, and he's got a block, and he's going to score. He fielded that ball right at the one's a 99-yard return.
That is a 99-yard KOR.
Wow. So Montez Ellis injecting all of the offense into Upper Darby here with the big touchdown run earlier, and this time a 99-yard return that you just got to see again. Good blocking up front from there.
It is.
So yeah, it was Libertor was the only guy that had a chance, and Ellis had lead blocker out there. And
yeah, the kicker Libertor and number 13 Matt Aubrey were both giving chase, but he had a lead blocker out in front. And
Dante Shaw looking to connect through the air for the 2-point conversion, but that sails high and it's incomplete. And it's 34-12 now for the Jaguar lead with 10:02 left to go in the first half.
For Upper Darby, you've given Garnet Valley some really short fields. You've given up some big plays in the pass to Halloran for a touchdown and the long pass to Gallagher down to the 1-yard line. The long pass to Will Rez, tackled inside the 10. And your offense has struggled to pick up first downs, but they've gotten two huge plays, a long run and a long kickoff return, 99 yards. Can't go longer than that in high school football. And, you know, they've kept themselves hanging around by making plays when they had opportunities. Short kick.
This gets up across the 35 to about the 38. Number
30?
Number 20, was it?
I think 30.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it wasn't Matt. Yeah, John Bowman. Number 30, a junior. 6'3", 195. And the Jaguar offense will come out. Definitely looking to score after that big kickoff return by Upper Darby. And Buzenkid will go to the air, and he's going for the bundle. And this is complete.
Gallagher again.
Sean Gallagher down to the Upper Darby 16-yard line for a 44-yard hookup. again, decent coverage on the play, but the ball is in the right spot, and the concentration of Gallagher to pull that in is fantastic. Jason Bernard carries for a big gain on the outside there for a pickup of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2 as the ball moves inside the Upper Darby 10-yard line.
Garnet Valley has again gone up-tempo here with the quick no-huddle offense once they get the ball inside the red zone.
And he's looking to the air again. He swings this one out to Halloran, the tight end, and he crosses the 5 down to about the 3. That's good enough for a first down. First and goal for the Jags at the 3-yard line.
Talked about this before. Both those last 2 receivers, Joey Halloran and Sean Gallagher, very good lacrosse players. Joey Halloran headed to Salisbury down in Maryland next year, and Sean Gallagher headed to the Naval Academy, both to continue their lacrosse careers at the collegiate level.
This give goes to number 5, Saunders, and he's hit hard there right at the goal line, and it's going to be 2nd down and
really nice tackle.
2nd down and inches. Yeah, it was a very good play here.
Oh, yeah, he stood him up.
Yeah, nice one-on-one tackle. They were in that offset full house look, and a couple of lead blockers, but an Upper Darby defender there to meet Saunders in the hole. Same look. Give it goes to Saunders on the other side, and he walks in for the touchdown to make it 40-12, Garnet Valley, with 7:56 left to go in the half.
Yeah, and Garnet Valley with the missed extra point last time, as they've done throughout the early part of this season, they're going to go for 2 to try and get that point back, make it 42. See Max Busenkel and the offensive players looking on for the signal from the sideline.
So we get Jason Bernard alone in the backfield and Gallagher and Saunders in the slots. And this is Busenkill rolling out. He throws it. Throws to Halloran, who gets hit, loses the handle for a second, and then pulls it in for the touchdown. Great concentration. Pulled it for the 2-point conversion. Great concentration by Halloran here. Or no, that's
actually Drew Jackalis.
Yeah, number 4.
With Halloran right there next to him to scoop it up in case he bobbled it.
Yeah.
That's 3 different tight ends now. Garnet Valley, because they do play double tight a lot. They rotate a bunch of tight ends in there, 3 or 4 tight ends on a regular basis. So you'll see all 3 of them now have big plays in this game. Statistician extraordinaire Ben Hoyt just pointed out that with that last completion, the 2 of them to Halloran and Gallagher on that last drive, quarterback Max Busenkel now has 185 yards passing with 7:56 left in the second quarter. Not even sure any idea how many completions that's on, Ben?
So Libertor kicks. This is a squib. This one taken this time by number 41, Andre Hennigan.
Nowhere to go.
He's looking around for room, and he gets snowed under at the 20-yard line.
Really good coverage. I think Joe Cecchio. Oh, no. 15, 16? I'm trying to find a number.
Let's see. Ben Tarns or...
All right. So Ben just confirmed for us that the 185 yards passing that Max Busenkel has is on 6 completions. It's a pretty good average, Pat.
Yeah.
Just under
Do
31
they
a
count
carry.
the 2-point conversions as...
I don't know if that goes in as 2 yards or not. I'm not sure. It's actually a really good question. Whether it's a completion or a
swing pass.
Or you get the yardage, I don't know.
Quick screen out to number 10, Covenant, and he's making people miss, and he's still up until he's shoved out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Good enough for an Upper Darby first down. Just a quick quick swing pass out there to number 10.
Yeah, well, they haven't been
Horace
able to
Covenant.
run the ball inside. So, we talked about Garnet Valley doing it with Gallagher, where that little flare pass is almost an extension of a toss or a lateral.
Yeah.
Upper Darby taking a page out of that same book and just got him the ball out in space.
Kengo goes in motion. The handoff, nope, it's kept by Shaw, and he's looking for room. Oh, and he's hit hard. The ball comes loose. Are they going to call him down?
I think they said he was down, but
They
you
said
see
it-
Garnet Valley players pointing that it's their ball.
they-
And I think that is C.J. Wood again at the line of scrimmage. It is. And the ball did come out.
CJ just ball hawking the quarterback, it looks like. And
Either they recovered or they said he was down. Either or. I'm guessing they said he was down because it looked like Garnet Valley players pouncing on it.
they gave him almost 2 yards on that carry. So we'll call it 2nd and 8. And another timeout taken by Upper Darby. That will be their second timeout. Give a quick hello to Major General Thomas Widley down in Tampa if he's watching, and our founding father Jerry Montella is watching at home, and Janet and Adam Fultz, Scott and Cheryl Green, Earl Haggerty, and I think Michelle Van Horn and Pat. If they're not here, they might be on vacation and traveling. I'm sure they're huddled around a cell phone watching this.
Pat, and if you see the camera focus down there on the sideline, you see the cheerleaders all wearing their yellow shirts, goldish shirts, as well as the Jag Nation crowd down in the stands. Garnet Valley held a fundraiser this week. Those gold shirts are a fundraiser through the Garnet Valley Mini-Thon charitable organization to raise funds for childhood cancer research. You'll see the shirt say FTK, which stands for the Kids. It's an extension of the Thon that the Penn State University and the various Penn State campuses hold throughout the year. Their big event in February, but Garnet Valley. So all those yellow shirts, every single one of those raises funds for childhood cancer research.
That's Montez Ellis with the carry, and he loses a couple yards there. The Garnet Valley defense in the backfield for that one. So what was 2nd and 8 now becomes 3rd and 11.
That Garnet Valley defensive front and their linebackers and even C.J. Wood and Ryan Saunders, the two safeties, have been more plays than not playing right at the line of scrimmage or in the Upper Darby backfield.
Ellis in the backfield with Dante Shaw, and a flag comes out, and a false start on Upper Darby, so this will cost him another 5. So it's going to be 3rd and 16 now from the 28-yard line of Upper Darby.
3rd and long, went to 3rd and longer. And Upper Darby they're going to run the same play, 3rd and 16, that they had called 3rd and 11.
This is Shaw back to throw, and he doesn't have anywhere to go. He's snowed under
He is swarmed.
by the Garnet Valley defense there. Everybody in there, Sir Kanich.
Who isn't on this sack, Pat?
Nolan
Look at the
Brennan.
replay. There's about 6 of them. Oh,
Yeah, a little pressure on the outside edge from Jackalis that forced him to just tuck it, and then the whole middle of the line was in there. So they're going to kick it away.
last 2 punts have been those short line drives that bounced. You wonder if Garnet Valley's punt returners try and play up a little bit just to try and field that ball. And that one went right out of bounds.
Yeah, another knuckleball. This one will go out right around the Garnet Valley 48. Quick Central League score update. Ben checking this out. In the second quarter, Ridley leading Haverford 14-7.
Oh.
That is was noted as the game of the week. this week in the Central League.
We were talking about those Max Busenkel stats coming into this drive. 6 completions for 185 yards. His Graham and Pop Colston in Glen Mills, his Nana Anna Morgan in Lansdale, and his grandfather Gary Busenkel out in Tempe, Arizona will all be proud watching Max sling the ball around tonight.
This give goes to, couldn't see how quickly they ran through there, but that looked like it was Ryan Saunders on the carry. That was only good for about 1. So 2nd and 9. Just into Upper Darby territory at the 49. Clock running with 4 minutes and 26 seconds left to go in the half. Give goes to Jason. Oh, no.
Max with the keeper.
This is Busenkill with the keeper on the option. Faking me out tonight. But Busenkill on the keeper, been very judicious about running the football, but as Coach Ricky said, he reads that offense very well and gets that done. We'll take a quick look at it. Yeah, good read. You see everybody closing down on the dive back, and Busenkill around the corner for the big gain. This to the counter action to Gallagher, and he's up for enough yards for another first down for Garnet Valley, crossing the 30 down to about the 21-yard line. Don Mink's favorite running play, the counter. That time Gallagher has been very successful all year with that. Bernard alone in the backfield and Saunders in the slot nearest to you. And Busenkill looking to throw, and he puts it up again. This time it's intended for Saunders, and he catches it in the end zone for a touchdown. Saunders just did the over-the-shoulder grab there. Again, not bad coverage, but a great ball and a great catch by Saunders. Here you see it.
Max Busenkel, these receivers for Garnet Valley have done a really nice job of catching contested balls over the shoulder, down the seams, right hash, left hash on a couple of these. Gallagher with 2 long ones, and now Saunders. But you can't give enough credit to Busenkel, the quarterback, on just dropping in beautiful passes right over their shoulders. They don't have to adjust. They don't have to change their track. They're really nice throws. And with those stats, we're going to get an update from Ben. It was a 26-yard completion, I believe. So that should put us at about 211 yards.
So the Jags with 3 minutes and 4 seconds left to go in the half, leading 49-12. That will mean a running clock. Does that just start in the second half? Or
yeah, it does not kick in until the second half.
So the Jags will kick off again.
Do kickers' legs get tired from kicking too much, Pat?
I don't know. You tell me.
You know any kickers, buddy? I've known a few in my day.
I know 3.
They're all related, too. But
yeah.
He would be speaking about class of 82 alumni Dave Mink, who went on to kick at Millersville, and class of 83 Ron Hudacek, who went on to kick at Mansfield. Both happen to be relatives of mine, a brother and a cousin.
Referee blowing this one dead here for a second. Not sure what the problem is.
They probably wanted to check and make sure Libertor's leg wasn't too tired before he kicked
Give him
off.
a little breather.
That's a touchback.
This kick is punched 8 yards deep in the end zone for a touchback. So Upper Darby will fired up at their own 20-yard line. Trailing the Jaguars by 37 points here in the second quarter.
And unlike some other sports, lacrosse being one of them where it's a goal differential, once it is a 35-point spread at any point in that second half, the clock will run for the entire second half. Right. The only thing it stops on is timeouts, injuries, and changes of possession. First downs, it does not. Balls out of bounds, it does not.
Yeah, that's Montez Ellis again, and this time stuffed in the backfield for a loss of 1. C.J. Wood cutting into the backfield again from the safety position and making a big play. A couple substitutions in there for the Royals along that offensive line. Number 71 in at left tackle now, Lawrence Avutsu. This give goes up the middle. To call it Montez Ellis again. Oh no, that time it was Marcus Kemp. And again, very modest gain of 1 yard. Drew Jackalis on the tackle. 3rd and 9. Clock running with 1:44 to go. This give goes to Kemp, and he's met right away again. This is
Jackalis first, but then somebody else comes in and cleans up.
Maybe a half a yard. Here's the replay. See Ellis in some motion there. Van Horn in there, and it looked like Halloran maybe at the bottom of that pile, and Jackalis, both linebackers.
They're both really nice tackles by Van Horn and Jackalis, but neither were blocked.
Oh, and he mishandles the snap, and he's going to run out to his left, and he's tripped up, but he's still up and running. Oh, and he gets clocked by Halloran. Oh, and the ball flies out of bounds. But
he can't fumble the ball forward.
You can't. They won't give him. There's no recovery, so it's got to be where he fumbled, which is here. Take a look.
Right, on a change of possession, you cannot fumble the ball forward. So if he's short of the 30-yard line when the ball comes out, it's Garnet Valley ball. He is.
He's hit at the 29, and the ball goes.
That can't be an Upper Darby first down.
They are calling it a first down for Upper Darby and giving him credit for the fumble, the forward fumble out of bounds. This ball, can we look at it again? Or
I do not like to criticize officials. You
well, let's see. We can see it here.
Fumble the ball forward on a change of possession.
Boom! He's hit
at the
inside the
28-yard line.
He was hit inside the 30-yard line at the 28, and the ball flew out of bounds forward. And more importantly, there's an injured player down on the sideline. And yeah, we do not want to be talking about a football game. Our thoughts are right there with him. But we will.
He's moving and he's up. He looked like he was just trying to get his breath, so maybe he just got the wind knocked out of him. It was a violent hit, that's for sure.
That's one of the captains there. That's that's number 6, LeVar Jackson. And he's up and he's running off the field, but I'm guessing the medical staff is going to want to take a look at him a little more closely. But in the meantime, the referees have awarded the forward progress on that fumble. And so they pick up an extra 2 yards on where the ball went out of bounds. And they are awarded a first down and will maintain possession.
Listen, Pat. Rules are the rules.
I hear you.
It's a blown call.
And here's Shaw back to pass, and he's got time, throwing it up in the air.
Really nice coverage by Ndozio Colo downfield.
Yeah.
You'll see number 3, the split end and cornerback. He and Matt Lassick both double up as cornerbacks and split ends. He's over top of the receiver here. Shaw just launches it downfield, and Ndozio reases it the whole time and comes up, gets both hands on the ball.
Looked like he was looking for one of the captains there, number 8, Lucas Venuti, 6'1", 160-pound senior. But as you said, good coverage by the Jags, and everybody got a hand on that. So it's 2nd and 10. Oh, there's a whistle. And they're going to call delay a game against Garnet Valley, or not Garnet Valley, Upper Darby. Drew Jackalis pointing at the end zone clock, alerting the officials that the time had expired, and it had. So Shaw now 2nd and 15. This give goes underneath to Kemp, and he's got room. He's up across the 35 to about the 36 for a pickup of 10, and it'll be 3rd and 4 here for Upper Darby. Number 77, Jake Kratzel, in the game for Garnet Valley.
Oh, direct snap.
Oh, here we go. This is number 18. Number 18, Daishan Lee.
You can see the replay here. They go a little like delayed jet motion, and they direct snap it to him.
Yep. Yeah, that time he caught the linebackers cheating inside, and had some running room out there. So Upper Darby with another first down on this drive, and down to about 11.8 seconds left to go in the half. So Upper Darby, I don't know who called this last time out here. If Upper Darby called it, they're out of timeouts, and we're down to our last 1 or 2 plays here of the half. So Upper Darby's got to be thinking end zone. And Jaguars in on defense there. Matthew Weisendanger also in at tackle. And number 60, Kieran Gallagher, moving into the middle, where Nolan Brennan usually occupies. This is Shaw rolling out. He throws and Van Horn intercepts it. What a great interception by Van Horn. Gets a hand up, standing in the passing lane, and comes down, and the Jags will have the ball with a little time. Wow.
That's a really athletic play.
What a play. That'll make Pat and Michelle proud, and Aunt Glennis and Uncle Brian.
That's 2 interceptions he's had this year. The opening play of Downingtown West in that Game 1 win. Downingtown West's first play that he obviously tipped to himself and took in for a short pick 6. That's 2 interceptions where he's made nice plays, tips it to himself, and ends up with the pick.
So Drew Van Horn killing the Upper Darby drive there, and the Jags will head into the locker room, leading the game 49-12. And it has just been a bit of a roller coaster there with the 2 big plays by Upper Darby that put a little shot in there, but from start to finish, the Jags have been pretty methodical outside of the fumble loss and the kick coverage that happened, and have once again been out there to impress, and including the defense. So we want to get a quick stat update from Ben, then we'll let you listen to the band, and then we'll chat with our in-booth guest if we can talk him into get him the headset on. He's usually very shy. But.
Thank you so much. As we stated earlier, Max Busenkill is 7 for 7 for 211 yards. Now, here's a stat I want to bring you. Jay Bernard with 3 touchdowns, Ryan Saunders with 2, Joey Halloran with 1. Now, what impressed me the most about Busenkill is 211 yards is pretty good for high school on its own, but only on 7 attempts for the game and in the first half. We'll have to see what happens in the second half, get some of the JV players involved, and we'll see if Busenkill will get more or that will be his night. Back to you.
Hold on, Ben. I'm going to put you on the spot.
Oh, yeah.
Can you give me some receiving stats from Halloran and Rez and Gallagher?
Oh, you put me on the spot there.
Oh, hey, I'm going to make you do math in public, buddy.
Oh, that is not a good thing. Taking a look at Gallagher, he had a catch for 43, 15. Halloran had a catch for 28 and 6. And Saunders had a catch for 26 for a touchdown as well. You can do the math. I'm not the good one at this. Stats on its own is kind of challenging enough.
You and me both, buddy. We'll let the people at home figure that out. Hopefully they had their calculators out.
Yeah, or their phones, either one.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you so much. Back to you.
All right, we're going to let you enjoy the Garnet Valley Marching Band and their halftime show, and we'll be back in a few minutes to chat with the original voice of the Valley, Don Mink.
In part 2, we're going to mosey out beyond the town limits to take that big sky country with wild horses and green prairies. Well, looky here, out in the pasture tending to the beautiful solos are Soptic Chadid on trumpet, Joey Powers on the mellophone, and Amos Zoo on that trombone. Well, folks, as we ride on into a quiet sunset, stay tuned for the thrilling conclusion next time. But for now, please join me in a rousing hee-haw as the Garnet Valley Band brings you on a trip to the old American West. I only got one question. Drum majors, are y'all ready?
All right, welcome back to Motor Frank Stadium after the performance by the Garnet Valley Jaguar Marching Band. Very honored and privileged to have a special guest with us in the booth today. They recently retired from the booth, but the original voice of the Valley and one of the founding fathers of this broadcast for the last 13 plus years now. Don Mink. Don, welcome back.
Thank you, Pat. I just thought I'd look in on you guys tonight and say hello, but here I am behind the mic for a couple minutes. You know, you and Greg and Ben Hoyt are doing a great job with the SFBN network. It's really been a pleasure to watch from home.
Good. How are you enjoying that? Is it?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
And I'm not critiquing at home either. Just watching and listening.
Well, just your presence was enough to intimidate me into missing a down at the one and calling it a touchdown. But no, always appreciate. So, what do you think of the game so far?
I think it's very much like the first two games for Garnet Valley. It's the offensive line and especially the defensive line are too quick for the opponents. They just they put up 49 points in the first half, and they've not scored less than 40 points in the first three games.
Yeah.
They're just and Max Busenkill has really been impressive tonight, dropping balls in over defensive backs, and his receivers have done a great job of catching the ball, in their circumstances. It's really been
fun to watch.
Yes,
right?
Fun to watch.
Yeah, and to your point about those lines, it's that was evident in the first week with Downingtown West that they had one of their biggest offensive lines that you're going to see in high school football in this part of the state, and the Garnet Valley defensive line. Not that they're small, but smaller than a lot of these guys, and even Upper Darby has a lot of beef on the line. That speed that you were talking about has really paid off in dividends and allowed those linebackers to be even more active than they normally are, right?
And yes, and I saw a quote I think it was in the Delco Daily Times, as a result of the Downingtown West game. Coach Ricky said it was off-season conditioning, weightlifting that made the two lines what they are thus far in the season, and it's been very enjoyable to watch. And next week will be a good one. You guys will be in the stand, the visiting stands at Strathaven.
It'll be a challenging broadcast, but should be a great game this year. I mean, Strathaven, with the score the way it is now, I hope I don't get beat up too bad for looking too far ahead. But you're looking towards Strathaven next week. A big but athletic line of scrimmage for them. And a very impressive Garnet Valley-esque ground attack to go with it, and of course, great coaching out of Coach Clancy. So, looking to be a Central League, maybe the Central League matchup of the year so far.
It will be. It should be a good one. The stats appear that the two teams are very equal, and that Strathaven running attack just comes at you, and then the quarterback gets a chance to throw, and when he does, he's effective.
Right.
And in this game tonight, it's again it's the line of scrimmage. Upper Darby keeps trying to penetrate the middle of the Garnet Valley defense, and that's mission impossible.
Yeah, they've had their major success in with a little misdirection and being able to find the outside there, and of course with the special teams play. But so enough of football. Let's what's keeping you busy on Friday nights now?
I've been watching.
Yeah?
I've been watching and listening, yes. We will be away next week. Our granddaughter, I guess class of 2013, Jordan Mink, Dave's daughter, is getting married in Greensboro, North Carolina. And the rehearsal dinner is Friday night. So I'm going to ask you guys to text me scores at the end of each quarter.
All right.
I still want to know, but I can't get away from the to watch.
To punch it up on that watch that you're wearing. Looks like it could probably handle it.
Trying to spend extra time at the Jersey Shore this summer or this fall, and relaxing.
Good.
I'm retired from all my jobs now.
Well, good for you, and on behalf of the broadcast crew here, the legacy is strong, and we appreciate everything that you've done for us over the years, and hope you're enjoying the very well-deserved relaxation period, and hopefully we're providing enough entertainment for you to push you through those Friday nights.
Indeed, you are providing entertainment on those Friday nights, and I appreciate this few moments that you afforded me to talk to you, and congratulate you guys on the great job you're doing.
Thanks. Yeah, your son's a natural. He's got some great insights on the not only on the game itself, but the teams and the coaches and everything else. So it's another dimension that I didn't really necessarily have access to as a color commentator, but it's been a pleasure.
It's flowing nicely.
Yep.
Pat, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And
Greg, I'll give the.
Don't be a stranger.
I won't. Greg, I'll give you the headset.
See you, partner.
And I'm gonna head home to watch the second half.
That is not just a proverbial passing of the microphone. That is a literal passing of the microphone from father to son.
I want to take a quick minute to thank you. Just mentioned with Don up here in the booth, how we started out doing just radio broadcast with no picture, and then got into streaming, and we were doing it ourselves, and had so many fits and starts with the technology, and then. If anything came out of COVID that was a silver lining, was our new partnership with the Sports Fan Broadcast Network, who take care of all that technology for us. And just wanted to reach out and thank our crew here today. Where if you're really paying close attention, you'll know that we just have the one camera angle tonight, and that's because we our regular Garnet Valley cameraman Goody Marcuson is away on travel this week, so we're working with a one camera setup with the full SFBN crew. Our producer Joe Magro, who's been doing a great job week in and week out, and our camera operator tonight is Jack Byrne. So we appreciate you guys, and of course our associate producer and chief statistician Ben Hoyt, who you'll be hearing from a little bit later. Again, bringing you all this Garnet Valley football action, and in a bigger and better format.
And a couple of shout outs, Pat, little thank yous and congrats here before we get going in the second half. I was talking about a couple of our coaches who have newborn babies on the way, if not already born. We'll find out, I'm sure, after the game. But also, team orthopedic doctor and surgeon Dr. Dave Baxter. He and his wife welcomed their daughter Jane Baxter back on September 6th, Labor Day baby. So I want to congratulate them again. And we want to give a shout out to former Jaguar quarterback from the class of 18, Ryan Hamby. Ryan just recently finished up some treatments for a medical condition that he had been dealing with. He's home resting. I'm sure he's watching if he's feeling up to it. And Ryan, we want to let you know, as we've said before, we've all got your back, buddy. Oneness. We are all Ryan Strong. And you'll see if any close-ups on some of the Jaguar helmets, you'll see on the back of their helmets there is a green ribbon sticker on the back of the Jaguars helmets, and that was the players who chose to do that to honor their former Jaguar quarterback and teammate from some of their older siblings who played with Ryan. We just want to make sure Ryan knows we're all wishing him well, and we've got his back. Also want to thank all Fifth Quarter Club members, both past, present, and hopefully future. If you're out there listening and you've got younger players in the program, the Fifth Quarter Club there it is. There's one of those green ribbons. That is for Ryan Hamby. You can see it on your screen right now. Fifth Quarter Club is the booster club that supports our football program. There are two. There's a football alumni association, but there's also a parent-run Fifth Quarter Club, and they, through fundraisers to organizing team dinners and meals during camp, they do it all. So to all parent volunteers that have been a part of that Fifth Quarter Club, thank you. We could not pull off our football season and everything that goes into it without your help.
And the second half is underway. This one is fielded by number 24. That's
Ronnie Larraris.
And he brings it up across the 40. So you're gonna have to bear with us here now.
Jags threw us a loop, Pat. They threw some younger kick returners in there on us.
So he'll be working off the roster from here on out, and not my very neatly designed charts.
I'll do my best just to throw some names out there if I know who it is without.
So of course Matt Mazzaros, the second quarterback, is in there, and expect to see Larraris in the backfield. This give goes up the middle to Joey Cecchio, and he's inside Upper Darby territory with a great run across the Upper Darby 30 down to about the 26. Call it the 28. And that's Cecchio, good for
good strong run.
32 yards.
Tackles.
Seeing Bear Evans in there at tight end. You got Cecchio and Larraris in. I saw Jack Westberg out there. And this pitch goes to Larraris. He's looking for room on the outside. He's got some. He's got a first down, but flags come in from two directions there, making me think this is going to be coming back.
As a former O lineman, Pat, you know the spot of that flag is most likely
It's out here.
Holding.
Yeah, it's going to be out here on.
Possibly on 15, Jack
Yeah.
Westberg.
That was two flags came in, so it didn't look worthy of two flags, but
Westberg's slot back coach will not be happy with that. He will have to check that on film and see if indeed it was a hold.
Sean Parikh checks in the game.
I'm really good friends with the slot back coach. I'll make sure we have a chat about that. He's actually split out wide here, down towards the sideline.
This give goes to, right up the first guy through. No.
It's one of them.
Cecchio going in there behind Larraris, but for not much, called a yard. So second down and 19 at the Upper Darby 34-yard line.
Again, with the score differential being 37 starting out this second half, it will be a running clock.
And this is Westberg with the ball across the formation, looking for room. He's good for about 5 yards to make it 3rd and 10.
It's just jet motion, handoff to Westberg. Follow your blocks, young man.
Yeah, Westberg cut that one back inside.
Follow your blocks.
And maybe would have had a little more room if he just kept bouncing to the sideline. Remember, former Coach Hutchinson used to scream at our running backs to get to the outside. Turn that corner.
His slot back coach is going to tell him to trust his speed.
And here's a counter. This is Westberg again. This time he's got room. He's looking for more blocks. Cuts back and forth, keeps his feet, and gets into the end zone for a 29-yard scoring touchdown for Jack Westberg, whose slot coach will now have as much good to say about it as anything else. He'll get a sticker in film tomorrow for that run. You did see him there at that time. He was kind of had his hand on the blockers and.
Oh, we've got
finding his way through.
Mingione in to kick this extra point.
All right.
Giving Libertor the night off, I guess.
Uh-oh.
They've
they
got
have
too many
guys?
linemen. They've got not enough linemen.
Boy.
They've got to call timeout.
That does not make coaches happy when the simple logistics of getting 11 guys on the field becomes a challenge, and that's what happens. A lot of times you see at these things where the second team gets in, the special teams usually stays like the first team special teams because you don't really get to practice that much pulling different guys in, but it looks like they tried to get a second platoon in there for the play and had some challenges.
Coach Ricky was calmly chatting with the players on the sideline down
Yes.
there about making sure they know who's supposed to be in on these special teams plays. Good snap, good hold.
And, ooh! That was
Not quite long
a
enough.
19.5-yard kick that hit the crossbar.
All kidding aside about the young guys getting their opportunity here, it is tough because Garnet Valley has a ton of two-way players who play,
Yep.
most of the first halves of these games. A lot of these games early have been sort of out of reach by middle of the third quarter. So with the number of two-way starters they have, it is a really good opportunity for some of these young guys to get an opportunity to play on Friday night and also to get some of these two-way starters out of the game early.
Right.
You run the risk of injury, you run the risk of, fatigue with playing a whole four-quarter game, so it works for both, the young guys and the old guys.
Yep, and the young guys and also some of your seniors that don't start get some valuable game experience to be out there. And Libertor will take the kickoff duties once again. And this looks
That
like
is a
it's
touchback.
nice and long. About 3 yards deep in the end zone. So Upper Darby will start from their 20.
Unofficial stat, it's either Libertor's, I know he started the game 4 for 4. That's either his 5th or possibly 6th touchback.
Yeah,
Statistician Ben just confirmed that it is in fact his 6th touchback for Libertor.
Upper Darby's offense out there still looks like they're number ones. And that's Montez Ellis on the carry that stopped there for no gain. Jaguar defense out there. I see Bear Evans. Kieran Gallagher stays in to play nose guard. I think that's Jacob Kratzel at one of the defensive ends. This is Dante Shaw will keep it. He comes up the middle and he crosses the 30-yard line. That's good enough for an Upper Darby first down.
And we talked about the Garnet Valley side of things, Pat, with the young guys and the seniors who maybe not get as much playing time as normal in a situation like this, get an opportunity to play. But if you're Upper Darby, you know, they've got 6 games left after this too.
Yeah.
So they're trying to put some things together too and trying to get some momentum. So
Exactly.
I'm sure they're looking at an opportunity to get some guys a shot to make plays and show they deserve to get the ball more.
This is Shaw again, following that motion around the corner by Umanu Kengu. Kind of faked the handoff to him and tucked in behind him. Picked up about 2 yards. So it's 2nd and 8. The clock running, 6 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the third quarter. Number 13, Matthew Aubrey, looks like in at cornerback here.
He and
This side.
Westberg. Oh,
And that handoff. That Dantes Ellis there.
Checchio is one of them in here, one of the middle linebackers in on this play, and one of the D linemen too. Let's see if we can get a number here. 55.
55 is Vince Manna.
Checchio
Vincent
and Manna in
Manna.
on the tackle.
A junior, 5'10", 190 pounds. Shaw looking to throw, but he tucks it and runs. And this time he's tripped up. That's
Again,
Joe
Checchio.
Checchio, yeah, tripping him up. It'll make it 4th down and 6 for Upper Darby. They switching up some personnel, but I don't think they're going to kick it at this point. Shaw rolling out to his left. He's under some pressure and has to unload it early. And it looks like number 2, but I'm wondering, is that Nick Romanello? Or
Yep, Nick Romanello.
Nick Romanello in there, and not Drew Van Horn that time.
Number 28, Chris Faith, junior. Wide receiver and defensive back in there on the coverage.
So a turnover on downs, and Matt Mazzaros will bring out the Jags.
Had a couple of score updates at halftime Central League action. Ridley extended their lead to 21-7 at the half over Haverford.
This handoff goes to Checchio up the middle. Good for about 4 yards. Call it 2nd and 6 at the 31-yard line of Upper Darby. Clock now on 4 minutes and 14 seconds and running.
Oh, Ben just gave me a score update. It's 21-14 now, Ridley over Haverford in the third quarter.
Mazzaros gives to Checchio again, and Checchio up across the 25, picks up the first down to about the Upper Darby 22-yard line. So 1st and 10, Garnet Valley. Clock
Yes.
runs under 3:30 left to go in the third.
Last score update we had on Strathaven, Garnet Valley's opponent next week, was 44-6 at halftime. Strathaven was up over Harriton.
This give goes to Checchio again. And he's good for, call it 2 yards. 2nd down and 8. Clock running, 2:47 in the third quarter.
Other Central League action, Springfield leads Radnor 16-0 at the halftime intermission. I'm sure that game's now into the third quarter as well.
Here's the give. Checchio once again. Checchio getting a lot of work here in the third quarter. Call it 3rd and 5. Clock running at under 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Number 13, Matthew Aubrey, split to the right side.
I don't know if it was an equipment concern, but the referee came in and is sending number 71 from Upper Darby off. It looks like there's something, his helmet, he couldn't get his helmet buckled up. One of his coaches in the sideline is helping him work on it.
And here's Mazzaros keeping it, and he's got some room around the corner, but he's pushed out of bounds by, it looked like number 23. Can't tell here. See Mazzaros on the option. Yeah, that's number 22, Maurice Voss, who forces Mazzaros out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. So 1st and goal at the 4-yard line for the Jags. Sean Parikh checks in. Lararis and Checchio in the backfield. This is Checchio.
Touchdown.
And he's in for the touchdown. 4-yard plunge for Joe Checchio off the right side of that line for Garnet Valley. Push the score to 61-12 with 42.8 seconds left in the third quarter. That touchdown brought to you by Joseph Anthony Retreat Spa and Salon, Concordville, Springfield, Center City, Philadelphia. Number 27 back out for another shot, Luke Mingione. This one is no good. Once again, thank our game sponsor, Team Toyota, Lisa Diskin, class of '84. Incredible operation they have in Concordville on Baltimore Pike. Jags getting their kickoff team together for the umpteenth time tonight.
Again, that's tough, Pat. That's a lot of math trying to do. 61 plus a kickoff to start a half.
Missed extra points, a 2-point conversion, and then do the.
It's a lot.
I'll just say umpteenth time.
Quick congratulations today. Saw from the GV Athletics Twitter feed that the GV girls varsity field hockey team got a 2-0 win over Downingtown West. And the girls varsity soccer team got a victory as well on the road today at Interborough. So both teams come home today with victories. Oh,
that's no flag there. Okay. Number 8 covers that smartly. Lucas Venuti for Upper Darby. One of the cover guys came in and kind of went down on him. That could have gone either way because the ball's dead as soon as he's on the ground there. But saw no harm in it, so no flag. Down under 20 seconds now left to go in the third quarter. This will be the last play of that quarter, probably. And this is Montez Ellis, and he is met in the backfield once again, that time by number 73, Christopher Reed, or is that Ryan Thiessen? Christopher Reed and Ryan Thiessen on the tackle. And or. Oh no, Christopher Reed 72.
Yeah, 72.
So that's Ryan Thiessen. All right, so that flips the quarter. It's now 12 minutes left to go in the game. Jags still winning 61-12. And as we have come to expect, it is time for our chief statistician and associate producer, Ben Hoyt, to take over the mic and take you through the final quarter. Here, I'm going to leave him my notes.
So much. We're here in the fourth quarter. As Mr. Patterson said, is 61-12 at the start of the fourth quarter. I want to give you a few District 1 score updates real quick. As we said before, Ridley's now winning 28-14 in the third quarter. Flipping to the other undefeated teams, North Penn is winning 35-10 over Upper Dublin. And Quakertown is winning 22-13 over Abington. Goes back to pass, wide open, and incomplete. It was too outstretched. Incomplete pass for Lucas Venuti, and is going to be third down and 11 from the 19.
Yeah, Upper Darby trying to get a mismatch. Taller receiver, Venuti out there on number 15, Jack Westberg, and it was a really nice ball thrown downfield by Shaw and just out of the reach. He actually had the catch, I think, and then as he landed on the turf, it looked like the ball popped loose.
So third down, 11-10 left to go from Upper Darby's own 19. Snap back to pass, pressure. He gets away, and he's hit as he threw, but it is complete to number 21, Hezekiah Thornton.
It's a really nice catch. Shaw buys time, he avoids the rush, gets himself out of the pocket, he waits as long as he can. That's a really nice catch by Thornton.
10:36 left to go. Upper Darby, 1st and 10. 2 out wide. They hand it off. And that's a solid gain for Montez Ellis, who has been the key force in the Upper Darby offense. 2 touchdowns on the day. Will be 2nd and 5 from the 46.
Garnet Valley trying to make some changes, rotating some guys on that defensive line, in and out here on this defensive possession. Give some other guys an opportunity to play, some younger players.
They hand it off again. This time is to Deshaun Lee. And that will be an Upper Darby 1st down. 9:42 left to go. And by the way, about the District 1 score updates, every team that is undefeated in District 1 6A is winning. We could not get Downingtown's score, but they are playing Bishop Shanahan. I would assume they would win that game too. He'll take it himself, but he's going nowhere on that play. It'll be 2nd and probably the same amount of yardage.
Right about 2nd and 10.
I mean, Garnet Valley has had pretty much a flawless performance today against Upper Darby. And I mean, this Garnet Valley team's super hard to stop. If you're not on your A game, no matter what team you are, you're going to have some trouble against this team.
And with a score like this, 61-12, 49-point differential here in the fourth quarter with the running clock. If you're both teams, if you're Garnet Valley, you want to see your young guys get in there and make a play, opportunity to play, and just show that you belong on the field. And if you're Upper Darby, you're trying to give your starters an opportunity to get something going. We talked about it, to start the second half, and for both teams at the end of the day, though, you just want guys to get out of this game healthy with a score like this.
Absolutely. Could not agree more.
Late in the game, get everybody out healthy, get them on to next week.
3rd down and 11, 8:13 left to go. 3 out wide for Upper Darby.
Ball on the ground.
Ball's loose. And Upper Darby looks like they came on top of it, but I think they're going to punt here. So 4th and 13. Looks like Westburg will be back to receive the punt with 7:45 and ticking. Again, this is Gold Out Night for Jag Nation. They'll be supporting pediatric cancer for every shirt they bought for $10. And they're also selling stuff. Football is loose. They will also be selling stuff at the gate as people exit. So all that money will go to pediatric cancer organizations.
The long snapper here either rolls it along.
No, that was just a bad snap.
That was a bad snap.
But again, all the money will go to charity, which is very nice, and it's for the kids. 7:12 left to go, 61-12. The Jags will retake the ball on the 41-yard line of Upper Darby as Maceras will bring his men out. 1 wide, 2 in the backfield. Very common GV setup. He's going to take it himself. He's going to lose yardage on that play. So take a look at the replay here. It looks like not a great snap, and Maceras got trapped.
Nowhere to go. Did the smart thing. Get whatever yardage you could get. Don't turn the ball over. Don't try and make something out of nothing.
2nd down and 11. Same setup, but on the right. They'll toss it out. Lost his footing for a second. But
Luke Mingione on the carry.
Mingione ends up getting positive yardage on the play, several yards after contact. So 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8 per se, from the 39-yard line. So this is going to be a battle next week against Strathaven. They're winning against Harriton big, and they seem like a very strong team this year.
There are 2 teams, Garnet Valley and Strathaven. They'll both come into the game 4-0, 3-0 in the Central League. Strathaven, just seeing a little bit of them on film from their first few weeks of the season. They're big and physical. They run the ball really well up inside with number 32, Barlow. They've got a couple of backs that they like to get the ball out in space to on the edge. And they're well coached, and they've got some big guys up front, physical. They play physical up front football. It should be a fun game at Strathaven next Friday night, Ben.
Absolutely, and we will bring you all the action from Strathaven. 4th down and 8 with 5 minutes exactly on the clock. Might as well go for it. You got nothing to lose.
Ball's inside the 40-yard line. Most offensive coordinators reluctant to punt from inside the 40. Oh.
Ball's loose, bad snap. Let's see who's on top of it. Garnet has it, but it's a turnover on downs anyway. So Upper Darby will retake the ball.
Probably not the play that Garnet Valley wanted to run on 4th and 8, Ben.
No. Couldn't handle the snap there, and Upper Darby will take it on their 43-yard line with 4:30 left to go. I mean, I think for Upper Darby, just to rebound here, you think they'll start airing the ball out a little bit more? There's one out wide on each side. Actually, they're going to hand it off.
New quarterback, number 7, Demetrius Taylor, in the game for the Royals.
The carry was by Deshaun Lee. He got about 7, 2nd and down, and 3. And he's slow to get up. So clock continues to run. Because of the running clock, it'll be a solid win for the Jags. They'll move to 4-0 on the year. So will every other team in 6A that's also undefeated at the District 1 level. They are all winning their games, except Quakertown Abington was close and Ridley Haverford was very close. They're going to hand it off. Muscles through. And he'll get positive yardage on the play. That's LeVar Jackson.
I'll give a quick shout out to the managerial staff for the Garnet Valley Jaguars. It's a tough job. It's demanding. They're here before the team gets here. They're here after the team leaves during the all week during practice. They're at JV games on Saturdays and Mondays. They work really, really hard. And I'd like to thank Alec Eskin, Taylor Kratzel, Ryan Liddy, Nick Baker, and of course the crew of ball boys, managers, water girls, Leo.
Short gain
Boyd,
there.
Tess Boyd, got Link Dunlap. They do a really nice job
And a lot
keeping things running.
of them will be broadcasting this winter with me. Started the basketball season sooner than we think. But speaking of which, I have two shout-outs of my own. Shout out to SFBN for helping with tonight's game, as always. Producer Joe Magro and our camera operator Jack Byrne. And shout out to the Garnet Valley Golf team, who is still undefeated in Central League play. They got a tie against Springfield, and I so happen to be on that team.
Well done, Ben.
I don't play much, but I do whatever I can. Bad snap. He'll take it himself, and he gets hit hard.
Oh,
Actually, the golf team will also be playing Strathaven Tuesday. They will be the defending champs.
see a replay of this hit along the sideline here.
Just before he could get out, too. He looked like he was wanting to go out.
Couldn't get a number. Something that ended with a 1.
Yeah. Yeah, he looked like he was just about to get out and step out of play, and then just got creamed. 1:39 left to go, 2nd and 7, timeout. Again, let's go to the District 1 scores real quick. So we have a development in Quakertown. Abington is now 29-20 in the 4th quarter in that game. Let's check on Ridley Haverford. It is 35-14 in the 4th quarter. Ridley is pulling away. They look like they're going to win that game. So Ridley will stay undefeated. And then taking a look at North Penn, they looked like they were cruising. Upper Dublin did get one back, though, 35-17. North Penn over Upper Dublin. And Upper Dublin's been really good in 5A. So that's a good win for North Penn. They may push ahead of Downingtown East with the points they gained. Step back to pass. Deep shot. And it is deflected. Almost
Broken
caught.
up by Party, Sean Parikh.
In one-on-one coverage, Parikh got
Well
two hands on
played.
it. Let's take a look at the replay here. One-on-one coverage. There was no one left but Sean Parikh, and he came up with a clutch play there to get two hands on the ball.
You can hear the Jag Nation fans chanting Party, Sean Parikh's nickname.
47 seconds left to go, 61-12. And this will be one of the last plays of the game. They have a hole. It'll be a first down, 35 seconds left. That is a carry for Deshaun Lee. 32.6 left to go. They'll move the chain so the clock will stop momentarily.
Upper Darby called timeout.
And there's also a timeout, so back out for Alec Eskin to give the players the waters.
I'd like to quickly mention that with the outcome of this game not in question, with the 61-12 score, based on statistical records from the Delaware County Daily Times sports writers, head coach Mike Rickey of the Garnet Valley Jaguars came into the season with 246 career wins. which makes tonight's win his 250th career win as head coach of Garnet Valley.
And they have 25-plus straight Central League wins under pressure, and he is hit hard. That's a sack for Garnet Valley, 15 seconds left, and a timeout for Upper Darby.
Upper Darby's just down the way they are. They're trying to get their offense to make a play, put themselves in a situation where they're trying to get a score late in the game. There may be games down here in the final 6 of the regular season where they need a score late. So they're still coaching. They're still playing to the final whistle.
So stuff coming up. There's going to be 2 games against Strathaven this week. The Garnet Valley golf team will be playing the defending champs Strathaven on the road at Springhaven Tuesday. And, of course, Garnet Valley will be playing Strathaven Friday at 7 o'clock. We will be coming to you live from that game at Strathaven. Same crew as always. And 50.1 seconds left to go. They will run 1 or 2 more plays and call it a night. Clock continues to run. Upper Darby getting set up. This will be the last play of the game. Snap, low, fires, incomplete.
And that will do it.
And that will do it for today's game. Your final score, Garnet Valley 61, Upper Darby 12. Max Buzenkel with impressive 211 yards on 7-7 pass attempts. That is perfect for the night. Great job by Sean Gallagher, Joey Halloran, both with, Ryan Saunders and Joey Halloran with touchdowns. Sean Gallagher, the leading receiver on the night. And also 3 touchdowns from Jay Bernard. So we will see you next week for Garnet Valley Strathaven. I'm going to give this back to Mr. Patterson to close this out. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Ben.
Thanks, Ben. Good sharing the microphone and the booth space with you, buddy.
Yep, a regular feature the last few weeks. So the Jags, we won't make it a very long post-game show here. Jags handled it from start to finish physically and did what they had to do to put another W on. And now they have to go be road warriors. I know we were talking a little bit earlier about the Strathaven, but with the looks of the Central League right now, Ridley, convincing win shaping up over Haverford. That's back-to-back. It's a bit of a gauntlet, a Central League gauntlet the Jags are going to run into for the next 2 weeks on the road.
Yeah, the Jaguar schedule, when you look at it when it came out, a couple of home games in a row the last 2 weeks. Now we go on the road for 2, then back home for 2, and then I think they end up with 1-1-1 road home road, which is the norm. But yeah, 2 really tough contests coming up for Garnet Valley. They put their sights past this one. They'll probably watch film tomorrow and have some meetings with the coaches to see what worked and what didn't, and immediately shift focus to Strathaven.
Yes, sir. So we'll wrap it up. Final score tonight, 61-12. Once again, thanks to our friends at SFBN, producer Joe Magro and camera Jack Byrne tonight, and of course Ben Hoyt. For Greg Mink, I'm Pat Patterson. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Yep, one final shout out to our game sponsor. Be remiss if we didn't thank Lisa Diskin and Team Toyota. Once again, we couldn't do these broadcasts without the sponsorship, the game-to-game sponsorship. So I want to thank everyone from Team Toyota, and especially GV alum from the class of '84, Lisa Diskin. Also want to mention Lisa and Team Toyota have also graciously offered to be our golf cart sponsor for the homecoming parade this year. Garnet Valley changed the plan a few years ago when they got the new turf. So rather than having the convertibles that used to bring the homecoming court out onto the field, they now use golf carts, which requires sponsorship, and that is this year also being sponsored by Lisa Diskin and Team Toyota. So Lisa, thank you for both. And to everyone out there in Jaguar football land, thank you for watching. Have a great weekend.
Good night.